Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I know I've done a few of these, but there's always questions that people have that they want to get answered. So I'm going to be doing this today. Just like last week, I think I posted a picture on Instagram that looked like, let me see if I can get it up. It was just a picture saying that, I was going to do a Q&A. It looked like this. And it just said Q&A coming soon. Comment your questions below. So since I've already done a few of these, I'm only going to go through and read the questions that I know that I haven't answered before. So we're just going to keep it nice and simple. I'm going to read the question and then I'm going to give you an answer to it. And hopefully this video is able to help, people with whatever concerns they may have. So the first one is she said, what's the hardest thing about being a nail tech? Honestly, as far as being a nail tech, I think would be the learning process. But I promise you, all you have to do is just practice. Nothing is gonna come to you overnight. You literally are not gonna go to sleep and wake up being able to do acrylic nails or nail art. It's just a matter of practicing. All of the steps as far as the acrylic application are always gonna be the same. Nothing's gonna ever change unless you find something that works better for you. But everything's for the most part, it's gonna always be the same. It's just a matter of practicing and doing it over and over and over again, and that's something that we all have to do. So even if you feel discouraged, oh my god, I did this a million times and I still can't get it, trust me, we've all been through that. I promise you. Or unless you're just gifted, you just know it all. But other than that, even I had to practice a million times, and then you still don't even know everything because there are different styles that come out every day. So you have to just keep up with the new trends and just learn things every day. So again, the hardest thing about being a nail tech is just really keeping up with the new trends and then the learning process at the beginning. She said, how do you deal with unhappy clients? Really, all of my clients, I think I've said this before, and all of my clients are regular. I'm at the point where I haven't been taking new clients for a really long time now, because a lot of the clients that I started with, they're still coming to me, and they literally come every 2 weeks. So by the time they book, I'm full. So for the most part, we all know each other really good. And then a lot of the time they bring me pictures, so it's this is what you wanted, they know what it's gonna look like because they have a picture. But I really don't ever have any unhappy clients. I might have one or two every now and then, but you just have to put your customer service face on, and if she says I don't like this, okay, that's fine, take it off, redo it again if you have time. But if not, if they text you the next day and be hey, I really don't like this, is there any way we could redo it or something, part of you is gonna be you should have said something right then and there. But then the other parts, they've been loyal clients for the longest, it doesn't hurt to just go ahead and fix it, squeeze her in or something. So that's been my experience. Somebody said, when you practice on others, should you charge? Honestly, I feel you don't necessarily just have to make a price list, only because you're not licensed and you're working on other people. And it's like a piece of land, and if you have people that are I don't want to say hating, but I have had this question before, and the girl was saying that somebody was hating on her and they reported her to state board, and they found out she was charging or whatever. So the only thing you can say is that, oh, I'm just practicing and they're tipping me. So I'm not necessarily just charging, they're just tipping. They can't do anything about you getting tips from other people. That's somebody just give me money for, I don't know, just doing their hair or something. It's not necessarily me charging them, it's just they tip. So you can just put it like that, because even though you're practicing, you're still coming out of some money for your products. So you not necessarily, but you have to get something back in return to be able to keep buying more products. How do you decide your price list? Okay, so for my price list, what I did was I basically did my research to see how much other people in my area were charging, and then I kind of just went by that. And then also the lady that used to do my nails when I was younger, I kind of just went by her prices because I feel like they were reasonable prices for me to pay, so I knew that it would be fine for other people to pay as well. And I know this comes up a lot where people are saying that I don't charge enough, but you guys have to keep in mind that I'm not paying booth rent, I'm not paying bills, I'm not paying any of that because I still live with my parents. So like eventually whenever I do move out, you know, and get my own place, get my own shop, then yes, of course my prices will be up. But as of right now, you know, I'm not coming out of any expenses, so like there's no reason for me to be charging an arm and a leg when it's not, you know, it's not necessary. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, I know a lot of people always, you know, talk about that, about my prices being so low, but you know, I understand when you're in a shop, you have your booth rent, or you have, like, even if you're doing booth rent or if you're doing commission or something, you know, like you're not able to keep all your money because you're having to pay for your lights, your water, your supplies, your everything. So I understand why people's prices are so high, and especially the area too. Like if you live like in Miami, in California, like big places like that, then of course, you know, the like cost of living is more expensive, so everything else has to be expensive as well. Here in Arkansas, like everything is, I'm not just gonna say it's like super cheap, but it's cheap compared to other places. Have you ever gotten a client where they didn't like your work and refused to pay? Honestly, no, I have not. Again, all of my clients are regulars, so I've never actually had that problem. Let's see. I have a nail question. If a client comes with one cracked nail in the middle, do you process to prep and add acrylic, or tell them you can't because of the condition where the nail is in? Okay, so basically she's saying if they have, I thought she meant like if the acrylic is cracked. So if their natural nail is cracked like right in the middle, I would say, like, I would tell my client like, hey, you know, we're just gonna let it grow out and then you can come back and get it fixed, because I don't want, you know, to put a tip on there and put acrylic on there and then it gets infected or something. So we just need to let it heal, and then you can come back whenever it's healed. They might not like your answer, but that's what you need to do to cover your behind, because if you give anybody an infection over trying to glue a tip on their nail with an open wound, like, it's not gonna be good. So like I actually just had a client, like she only comes to get her toes polished. I know people asked about this. I don't do pedicures. Now I do polish some people's toes if they want to, but all she gets is her toes polished. And she was shopping and she ran her toe over with the buggy, and like her toenail was bruised, and I can tell that it was gonna come off. And I told her, like, you know, your toenail is gonna come off, but she had me polish it anyways, because it wasn't, you know, hurting or anything. And then when it was time for her 2-week appointment, she was like, girl, my toenail just came off, and like the whole toenail came off. Again, this was not my fault. She ran her toe over with the buggy, and she like damaged her toenail. So now her whole toenail is gone, and there's only like her nail bed, like skin. And she was like, could you put some acrylic over it? And she texted me that day when it fell off, and I was like, no, I'm sorry, you know, like if I put acrylic on your, like, basically her skin, it's not gonna stay, and then it could cause an infection. And then she was okay, that's fine. And then she texts me again, and she's like, hey, like, are you sure we can't put no acrylic on my like what was it? She was like, are you sure you can't put no acrylic on my nail bed? And I was like, no, like there's no nail for it to stick to, like it's not gonna stay, and I don't want you to have an infection, just let it grow out. And she's like, okay, I was just trying to make sure. But you just have to be safe, because you just never know. Okay, so next question is, what's your favorite LED UV lamp that you currently use? Okay, so as you guys know, I have companies that just send me lights to review. So honestly, like I always say this, they all do the same thing. It's just a matter of, do you want a big one? Do you want a small one? Do you want a pink one? Do you want a white one? Do you want a round one? Do you want a squared one? Do you want one that's a little bit bigger? Like, that's all that I felt like is the difference, to be honest, because all of the ones that I've done reviews on work really, really good. Not too long ago, for the longest, I was using my Melody Susie UV LED lamp. It worked perfectly, and I switched it out for my Abadi UV LED lamp, and I know you guys seen it in my videos. The only reason why I switched it out is because after a while, like, there's polish all over it from people bumping their nails. And then at the beginning of the year, like, I switched my chairs, I switched my tabletop, so I just wanted to go ahead and switch that one out. But there wasn't anything wrong with the with the Melody Susie one, I literally just wanted to change up my station with new stuff. But again, I do have quite a few different reviews on all of my lamps, and I promise you they are all good. I haven't had any issues with them at all. I think I have some from McCord, I have some from Melody Susie, I have some from Fat Moon, I have some from A Body, I have some from, I can't remember what the other brands are, but if you just go through my videos, you will find the reviews. And then also the biggest thing is how much you're willing to spend on one, because they're all different prices. Like there's some from Melody Susie that are like $109 or $5. There's some from Fat Moon that are like $20. So it really just depends on what style you want and how much money you're willing to spend. Let's see. Somebody said, how do you promote your business when you're just starting? Okay, so the biggest thing is just word of mouth. That was where, at least that was for me. You know, you do good nails, and when they're out, like when your clients are out, people are gonna be like, oh my god, let me see your nails. Because even me now, when I go out, like I literally like don't be wanting to show my nails, because like I know people are gonna be like, oh, who does your nails? And then I'm gonna say, oh, I do nails. And they're like, oh, you know, can I get your number? And then I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm not accepting new clients. And then they get mad, and then they're like, why? And then we gotta have a whole conversation about why I'm not accepting new clients. So now what I did was I got some business cards made, and they have my new logo, and they have my Instagram and my YouTube. So I'm just gonna like start passing out my business cards and not even say anything. I know this is kind of messed up, but I'm not even gonna say anything and just be like, here's my business card. And then when they go on my Instagram, they're gonna see not accepting new clients. And that's only because I want to avoid that argument, I guess, because some people like really do get mad, and it's like, hey, like it's not my fault that I'm doing good, like my business is doing good, like hold on girl, like I'm doing good. And I feel like a lot of people look at it as a bad thing when they're like, oh, she's not taking clients. They're like, why? She's not trying to make no money. And it's like, no, like I'm making plenty of money. That's why I'm booked. Because I mean, that's why I'm not taking new clients, because I'm booked. And people look at it as, oh, like again, she don't want to make no money. She, like they've said that I don't like new people. Like, no, that's never the case. Like, you know, when I first started, I was taking anybody that wanted to come. Like somebody else said that I only take certain people, and it's like, no, like I don't give out applications to come get your nails done. Like whoever wanted to come and whoever kept scheduling their 2 weeks, like that's who, like, you know, who I'm doing. So I don't know, but it's a whole argument. But again, the biggest thing is just word of mouth. People are going to tell other people, and that people's going to tell other people. Other things that you can do is just post a lot on your social media. Have your friends post it. Have your family share it. Social media nowadays is like your to-go promotion site. You know, just post your work. I promise you, people see it, they're gonna want you to do their nails. And then you could also do some sort of like loyalty card thing. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to like some samples by what I mean loyalty cards. And basically, you know, you can give them to your clients and say like, hey, you know, I'm gonna give you a card. Basically, it's gonna look like a business card, and like you can either like hole punch every time they refer someone, or like sign it or something, like initial it, whatever. And then whenever they bring in 5 people, like recommend 5 people, then you can give them like a free manicure, a free fill, maybe a blinged out nail, you know, something like that. Because then people are going to be like, oh, you know, if I refer 5 people, I'm going to get a free fill. And it's going to make them want to go out and like refer people to you. And then you're just going to build your clientele. And that's really how it works. But the most important thing is literally just doing good nails. And then people are going to come to you no matter what. And then also another thing that kind of ties in with that is really just building a relationship with your clients, not just them coming in, you do your nails, and then that's it. Like I literally, like every one of my clients has a different story. I know whose boyfriend did this. I know whose mom is sick. I know whose daddy just did that. I know whose kids are in school. I know what time their kids get out of school. Like you have to build that relationship with your clients so they feel comfortable coming to you. It's not like, oh, I'm going to get my nails done, or oh, I'm going to the shop. It's like, I'm going to see Natalie, you know, like and then a lot of my clients, like just the other day, one of my clients, she posted, had my therapy today with Natalie, because we sit there and we literally just talk, and they vent to me, and then I talk to them, and it's just like, it's like I look forward to seeing my clients, and that's how it should be. It's not just like, oh, I got nails to do today. Like it's literally like I look forward to seeing my clients. And that's the type of relationship that you should be able to build with your clients. So like if they're new, yes, it's gonna be a little bit awkward, but you know, just start off like, you know, so like, are you still in school? Do you have kids? You know, just kind of like try to learn a little bit about them, and then they're gonna like be able to open up to you, you know, as the time goes by. And then now, like literally, like I had a client text me the other day, and she's like, hey girl, can we talk? And like, you know, we just continued the conversation that we had when she was here. And I literally just like love my clients. So again, it's just a matter of, you know, keeping those clients, and then also making sure, this is really important, making sure that you ask your clients if they want to rebook before they walk at that door. Once you get them like in the rotation of like them coming every 2 weeks, like that's how you build your clientele. Because again, literally that's how I am. Like my clients will not leave at that door until they rebook their 2-week appointment, and that's how it's supposed to be. Don't like, and then this happened to me like lately, because like say I finished one client and then the other one's already here, and then she's like, oh, just text me a date, and like I literally forget. So like just yesterday I told the girl, do not walk out this door until you book your 2-week appointment, because I will forget. Like I forget. So that's another thing. Make sure that whenever you're first starting off, ask, you know, do you want to go ahead and book your 2 weeks? And of course, if they like their nails, then yes, they're gonna, you know, want to rebook. But also another thing is that a lot of my clients are older. Like I believe my youngest client is probably like 18, to be honest. So you know, with my clients being older, I think my youngest is like 18 and my oldest client is like 50 or 51. So like with them being older, you know, they're more reliable, they're more like, you know, they're gonna come because they have money, they have a car. Now when I was in high school, it was a little bit harder for me because, you know, it was people from my school, and it's like they didn't have a car, they probably didn't have money all of the time. So it's like, hey girl, I can't come because I can't find a ride, or hey girl, I couldn't come because my mom didn't want to give me no money. So if you can find older clients, like that is a big plus, because you know that they're gonna come, they're more reliable, and they're not gonna just not show up. Like, you know, they're responsible enough, or at least a lot of them are responsible enough to let you know ahead of time. And then also another thing is like setting your, I'm kind of just like all over the place right now, but another thing is just setting your policies, like to say, like you know, if you're more than 30 minutes late, obviously your appointment is canceled. After 15 minutes, that's a $10 like late fee. After the 30 minutes is okay, after 30 minutes your appointment is canceled, and there's like a $10 cancellation fee or rebooking fee. And if they just cancel, you know, not 24 hours in advance, then that's a $10 cancellation fee. If you show up late, like 15 minutes late, that's a $10 late fee or whatever. You know, you kind of can just set whatever rules you want, and that way when it, like, I promise you, once you make them pay that little $10 late fee or that $10 cancellation fee, they won't be late again. Because it's like, you know, like I wouldn't even want to pay no $10 cancellation fee, but it's kind of like a I'm not playing type of thing. Like, you're gonna show up on time, because you'll show up on time to your hair appointment, you're gonna show up on time to your dentist appointment, your doctor's appointment. So I'm the same, you know, thing. You can't just show up whenever you want to. So you kind of have to like keep them, you know, on the on your schedule. Like, they're on your schedule and you're not on their schedule. So that's another thing that you have to make sure that you do from the very beginning. Sorry, I was just like all over the place. Somebody said, can you explain the effect temperature has on monomer? Okay, so I believe that, I think I read it, I can't remember, but I read somewhere where, like, for your monomer to work properly, it has to be room temperature. And like lately it's been like in the 30s and the 20s, so of course, you know, my monomer is going to be cold. So as you guys know, I've been using the monomer warmer, and basically what it does is it keep it at room temperature, which would be like in the 60s, high 60s and like low 70s. And it's gonna not I don't know how to explain it, but like literally, like if my monomer is cold, like my acrylic is gonna look crystallized, like it's gonna look ashy, and it's gonna be like rough kind of, and then it's also like gets stuck to my brush really easily. That's if my monomer is cold. Now whenever I keep it in the monomer warmer, then it's fine, you know, it lays down really good. But you want to make sure that your monomer is at room temperature. You don't want it cold, because again, it will not lay down smooth like you want it to. So I think we found the link to the monomer warmer, so I'll try to look for it again. I know I posted it on my Instagram and my Facebook and YouTube, but I'll look for it and then I'll leave it down in the description for this video. Let's see. The next thing is, what are any advice for upcoming young girls doing nails? Again, the most important thing is just practicing. It's just a little bit of what I've been saying. Just practicing a lot, you know, getting referrals from other people, you know, to get people to come get their nails. But the most important thing is just practice a million times. And you probably get sick of me saying that, but I promise you, like, it's true. You're not going to be able to get good at doing nails if you don't practice. So, like, that's the biggest thing. And then also, I know a lot of people have been talking about, like, the nail trainers. And honestly, like, whenever I first started, I tried, you know, like, learning how to do nails. Like, at school, we literally used to do nails like on a little rod, like a little wooden stick with a form on it, or we'll put the form like on the back of a nail polish bottle, and we'll just practice like that. But it's not the same as, you know, working on an actual client. So if you are a beginner, I recommend that you like practice on your sister, your mom, your aunt, your cousin, because you get that real feel of what it's like to do nails, you know, like the actual client's nail, the way it's formed and stuff like that. So it's better to just practice on actual clients instead of practicing on your nail trainer, because as you can see, like, those nail trainers is like a perfect nail bed. Now you're gonna have clients whose nails are like tiny, so you're gonna have to learn how to work with that. So I do recommend that when you start off, that you're working on actual people. And then what you can do, like, if you're still like at a very like beginner stage, then what you can do for the acrylic to come off really easily is just rub cuticle oil on their nail beds before you apply the acrylic, and then they'll be able to come off really easily. So you would skip the preppings and you would skip the primer, just apply cuticle oil and then apply the acrylic. If you want them to keep their nails on, then of course, you know, prep the nails, remove the shine, apply the primer. But if you're just practicing and you know that they're gonna come right off, then just apply cuticle oil. Next we have, she said, how can I get the perfect nail thickness and have it be even? Also, how can I build the apex in the correct place? Okay, I'm gonna show you. So your apex is right here, like right here. Wait, right here. So basically that's gonna be the highest point on your nail. Like, if I was to get this comb and put it over my nail, as you can see, like, sorry, I can't really do it because of that rhinestone on my nail, but like if I put something flat over my nail, wherever that, you see where it touches the comb, like, that's where your apex needs to be, which is like right here. So the highest point on your nail is your apex. So if you put the comb on there and like it's super flat like this, like say this was the apex right here and it was flat like this, then of course it's too flat. It literally has to be the highest point on your nail. And then as far as thickness, there's some people that like their nails really thick. There's some people that like their nails like really thin. But this is how, I don't know if you can tell, but like this is how thick my nails are. As you can see, they're not like super thick. I feel like they're like the perfect thickness. And then again, that's how my arch or my apex is. See, so you can tell how there's the arch right there. It's thicker than the rest of the nail. So you don't want it to just be flat. You want it to look like this, like that. So this would be your apex right here. And I know it's kind of hard, but you literally, like, whenever you add that last bead to the back, you place it down right there at the apex, and then you brush down really gently, because you want most of that acrylic to stay right there, you know, in that apex area, and then you're literally just blending the rest of the nail. It's really hard to explain, but it's really not, I guess. I promise, it's just the highest point on your nail. What's your favorite gel polish brand? You already know because they even said it in the comment. My favorite gel polish brand is Madam Glam. As you guys know, I use it a lot. They actually just sent me their Valentine's Day collection, and y'all, like, they're so pretty. It's just a whole bunch of glitters. I can't show you guys just yet, but they're coming really soon. But yeah, I love their gel polishes. Now, if you are a beginner, I also like D&D. They are a lot cheaper, and then you get two, which is the regular polish and the gel polish. The only thing about those is kind of like a hit and miss. Like, some are gonna be, you know, just fine. Other colors are gonna be a little bit on the thicker side, especially the regular nail polish. But I'm pretty sure like that can be fixed. Like, as far as the regular polish, you know, you could always put a little bit of acetone or nail polish thinner in there and make it like thin out a little bit. But yeah, other than that, and then La Palme is a good brand too, because it comes with the regular nail polish and the gel polish. I used to buy those from my local nail supply store, but they stopped selling them, but they were only like $5.50, but I'm sure you can find them online. So if you are a beginner, it would be La Palme or D&D. And then, you know, like, my all-time favorite gel polish is Madam Glam, because it just goes on so smooth. And then I haven't had any problems at all with any of their polishes being too thick or too thin. Like, they're like the perfect formula. Like, they're just perfect, and then that coverage is just flawless. Like, you can just do one coat and you'll be fine. But yeah, that was it for that. Let's see. Okay, she said, is there any way for someone to learn how to do nails or only without having to go to cosmetology school, or also learn hair, etc.? I would love to learn how to do nails. Okay, obviously you can learn on your own. You can watch videos, because that's how I learned. But if you're gonna want to do nails on other people, you have to go to school to get licensed. And then also, something else that I've been wanting to mention is, this is really important. There's no way at all that you can get your license without clocking those hours. We had to clock them hours every day. Put my finger on there, clock in. Every day you have to clock your hours in order to get your license. I seen somebody was talking about how somebody was offering licenses where you had to take like a 1-week class and they gave you a license. Baby, don't waste your money, because most of the time that's probably not even legit. It's probably a scam. So make sure you don't fall for stuff like that. Like, literally the only way to get your license is by going to school and clocking your hours. Here in Arkansas, to get your cosmetology license, you have to clock 1,500 hours. Literally 1,500 hours every day. We used to clock in with our fingers, so every day you had to clock in, and then at the end of the day you clock out. That's the only way you can get your hours, and that's the only way you can get your license. And then all of those hours are reported to the health department, and then the health department are they're the ones that give you your license. So if those hours don't get reported to the health department, then guess who doesn't have a license? Yeah. So I don't want you guys I don't want y'all guys to think that, you know, like, oh, I can take one online, oh, I can take my hours online. No, you can't, because these type of courses like cosmetology and nails and barbering, they're hands-on courses. Like, this is not something that you can just learn online. Like, you actually have to, you know, do it in person there at the building where you clocked in. Like, you can't, you know, I mean, I've heard people talking about online things, but I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, like, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that you have to go to class. Like, I promise you, like, there's no way around this. That's like trying to be a doctor without going to medical school. Like, it's just not possible. You have to. Now, I did see another question where somebody was asking, you know, can I do nails? Do I have to get a license to just do my nails? No, the only reason why you would have to get a license is if you want to work on other people. If you want to do other people's nails, then obviously you will have to get your license, because there's just a lot to work. Like, the other day I was working like on a little booklet that I want to do for whenever I start doing like nail classes. And like, literally I was doing I think I was on nail disease and disorders. Y'all, it's so many like things that people can get on their nails as far as infections. So like, you have to learn all that, and you have to learn everything about the nail structure, the way the nail grows, what infections are called, what bacteria, you know, it's just a lot, and the only way you can learn that is by going to school. And then obviously there's going to be a lot of schools where you don't learn much. You kind of have to like teach yourself, because honestly that's how I was, especially like in college. And then in high school, like my teacher, she knew, you know, about nails, but she wasn't as experienced. So in a way, I kind of just taught myself. Before I even started cosmetology school, you know, how to do nails, and it was just by watching videos. But as far as like theory, I learned that in school, because obviously, you know, we had a book there, and then obviously we had written tests and vocabulary. So all of that you will learn in school. Let's see. Can I do a shaping video? I already have a shaping video. For the most part, I think I've done everything like that a beginner would have to know, as far as like shaping, drill bits, like acrylic application. Like I pretty much have all of those videos down. You just have to kind of scroll through the videos to find it. Somebody said, how do you build your clientele? I think I pretty much stated that earlier. She said, how long does it take you to get regular clients? Honestly, I couldn't just tell you like how long it took me. Like I honestly don't remember, because you will have those clients that kind of just stop coming because, you know, they want to, like, I don't know, like, you know, not everybody just has the money to come get their nails every 2 weeks. So they're gonna hit like a little financial, you know, situation where they're gonna stop coming for a while, and then they start back coming again. So, you know, you're gonna have some that you pick up and some that you just, or they stop coming. Not necessarily you let them go, but they stop coming and then they start coming again. So it's always gonna be, you know, on and off. But for the most part, like all of my clients come every 2 weeks. Again, it's just a matter of making sure, ouch, I just scratched myself, making sure that you rebook your clients before they walk out of that door. Like that's so important, because if not, they're gonna forget, you're gonna forget, and then when 2 weeks come, you're gonna be like, why don't I have no clients? Because you didn't rebook them. But yeah. Somebody said, what's your least favorite thing about doing nails, and do you have policies for no show, cancellations, etc.? My least favorite thing would be when my back starts hurting. I think that's pretty much it. Like whenever my back starts hurting, I literally get in like a bad mood, and I feel like desperate to stop. Like I just want to stop, and I literally like, because sometimes I catch myself like leaning in like this, and then that's when my back start hurting. Like I'll be sitting like this, like doing nails, so like I have to catch myself and like sit up straight. But sometimes like I just forget, and then like my back starts hurting really bad, like my lower back, so I have to like catch myself. But by that time, I'm literally like, I have to stop. Like I need to stop. Like my back is killing me, and it just gets me like in a really bad mood. So I think that's the biggest thing about doing nails, just, you know, the pain, the back pain, like physical wear and tear of your body. That's the biggest thing. So you have to make sure that from the beginning, you know, you find you a good chair, you find you know, a good table that's comfortable for you, because you're going to be sitting at that chair all day. You're going to be at that table all day. Your clients, they are only there for like an hour and 30 minutes, 2 hours. So they're fine. They can be uncomfortable for a little bit, but you have to make sure that you're comfortable the entire time. Okay, so next is, do you use stamping, polishes, and plates? Honestly, I've only had like one little set of stamps, the little stamping plates, and I guess I didn't know that you had to use a certain polish for them, and I tried like every nail polish that I had, and it didn't work. So I literally ended up, I either threw them away or I gave them away. I can't remember. I want to say I gave them away, but they were like super old, and yeah, I never got the hang of it. If you guys know of any good ones, let me know, because I would be interested in trying them out again, especially with the correct polish. What are some necessities for nail beginners? If you're talking about like supplies, then I do have like a lot of videos talking about that. I have a recent one, and then all of the products will be listed down in the description of that video, so I'll be sure to leave that link down in the description. And if I don't, just be sure to scroll down, and then you will be able to see that video. Let's see, what's a good electric nail drill that's good and affordable. Okay, so you guys know that for the longest I've been using that nail drill by Macard. I can't remember what it's called, but it's purple. But I'll be sure to leave the link in the description to the drill or the video. But I've been using it for like a long time now, and I haven't had any issues with it. I believe it's like 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, somewhere in there. But I'll leave that link in the description. But I promise you, it's really good. Haven't had any issues at all. You guys see me using it like literally every day. And then as far as drills as well, I've had issues with some before where like some just like literally flat out stop working from 1 second to the other. Others started making a weird noise, and then I bought another one of those and it started doing something, I don't know. But the one I'm using now, like, I promise, no issues at all. How do you do glitter nails so they're not thick? The double stuffed Oreo. Wait, she said, how do you do glitter nails so they're not thick like double stuffed Oreos, but still get them opaque? How do you decide on a chair and its height? I'm constantly moving side to side, up and down, and I'm never comfortable. Okay, so as far as like the glitter nails, are you talking about like encapsulated glitter, or are you talking about like just loose glitter? Because if you're doing encapsulated glitter, it's good to do that like at the beginning of a new set, because if you come back and do it over an old set, of course you're gonna have to encapsulate it, so it's gonna be a little bit thicker. So if you have a client that says, hey, you know, like, can I get the encapsulated glitter on all of my nails, then, you know, of course that's gonna be too much, because you're gonna have to file the acrylic down as much as you can, and then do the glitter and then encapsulate that, so it's still gonna be thick. So you could tell them like, hey, you know, like that has to be encapsulated, so we can do that on your next set if that's okay with you. And then as far as like loose glitter, what you have to do is literally just do like a base of, like, you can either do like a base of whatever glitter you're using. So if you're using red glitter, you can do a base of red gel polish and then sprinkle the glitter over it, and then make sure that you tap the glitter really gently just to basically like make that glitter sink into the polish, and then come back and do a top coat. And that one is not going to be super thick, but again, it just depends on which one you're talking about. And as far as the chair, you just want to make sure that you're not using anything too big. Like my chair that I'm using is just a simple like computer chair, and like it's pink and it's small, and I got it from like Office Depot. And then I have a little cushion on the seat. I think that I got from like Ross or somewhere, or I think I got it off of Amazon actually. But literally it's just a cushion that you sit on, that way your butt's not hurting all day. But just make sure that you just buy a chair that's like, you know, the appropriate size for your table. You don't want like a huge chair for your little bitty table, because then you're not even going to be able to move. But even with my chair that I have now, again, with my back hurting, like I'll literally like sit there, and then like I move to the other side, and then I sit back some. So like I think with you just sitting there for a long time, it's going to be uncomfortable at some point. What do you use to record your videos? I use my iPhone. I have an iPhone X Max or whatever it is. And whenever I first started, not too long ago, I was using my iPhone 7. Were you ever nervous about getting strangers come to your house to get their nails done? Honestly, no, yes, kind of. A lot of my clients that would come to me, of course, again, it was people that my clients recommended. So I know they're not gonna tell, you know, somebody that they don't trust to come to my house, or I hope not. But yeah, you know, they're recommended by other people, but you kind of have to just, you know, take a chance, because if not, if you're always worried about, oh my God, what if this happened, what if that happened, then you're never going to get any clients. Because, I mean, that's kind of like at the shop, like you just never know who's going to walk through that door. And I understand this is your home, but I mean, this is also your business, and you can't just not, you know, let people in because you're, you know, nervous about that. So you kind of have to just let that go and just like open up. And of course, if you have, you know, a bad experience, then have some sort of like plan to where like you have a phone close to you, or you can call somebody, you know, just something like that. But again, not saying that that's gonna happen, but in case that you're that like scared and something actually happens, because you just never know. How much extra do you charge for things such as bling and chrome and designs? Okay, I think we mentioned this before. As you guys know, like my prices include everything. So it's like I have set prices. Like if you get a full set with like with something on each nail, it's this price. If you get a full set with only 2 designs or nothing on there, it's this price. If you get a fill with something on each nail, it's this price. And again, I think I already talked about my prices where, you know, like why they're so cheap and stuff. So yeah. What's your favorite desk lamp? The desk lamp that I use is literally a lamp for a nail table. I got it from my local nail supply store, and it literally, like, in my nail table, like it's an actual nail table that I bought from an online yard sale. I know people are asking me about that. So before you look to buy a brand new table, because I know they're expensive, I recommend that you go on Facebook on the marketplace or like any online yard sale group that you have in your area and just type in nail tables, because that's where I've bought most of my tables. And like this last one that I bought, it was on the marketplace on Facebook, and it was actually a nail salon that was remodeling, and they were selling all their tables, and it was selling like $85. And then again, that table lamp, I think it was like $15 at my local nail supply store. And then but they're also on eBay, but it's literally a nail table, like a nail table lamp. What's the best drill bit to remove gel polish? I say this all the time. You're gonna need a coarse drill bit to remove gel polish or to thin out your acrylic as well. Like if you're removing it, you want to use a coarse drill bit, and you want to make sure that that coarse drill bit is a safety one, which means that the top is going to be flat. That way you don't cut someone. So that's what you want to use there. What acrylic powder and monomer do you use? You guys know that I use the Mia Secret acrylic system, and it works perfect for me. I have no issues with it. I have no issues with lifting. The only ones that I do have a little bit of a problem with lifting are my Mia Secret cover colors, but we figured out that if we do a thin layer of like just the regular Mia Secret acrylic and then do the cover color, it won't lift. So you kind of just have to work with it. Let's see. Somebody said, now that you're done with school, will you be restocking your store more often? Yes, I will be restocking a lot more often than before. Right now it's down because, of course, we still have to restock. But it will be up pretty soon. I think I'm going to do it to where I restock once a month. I also don't want to keep it up like 24/7 just because I feel like I'd rather do all the orders like in 1 week than doing it every day, because it's just so time consuming. And my little sister helps me, but she's in college now. She just started school, so like it's hard for her too. And then with me doing nails every day, like it's just so overwhelming. So I'd rather like get a lot of it done in 1 weekend. So I'll probably just be opening it like once a month, like 1 week at the like each month, if that makes sense. And I know it's like it sucks for you guys, but like you have to take me into consideration. Like I'm literally doing nails, I'm doing YouTube, I'm doing my online store, I'm just doing like a little bit of everything, and it's just like so overwhelming. Like I promise if I can do everything, I would. If I had like, if I could just comb myself 5 different times, like I would, but I don't think that's possible just yet. Oh, let's see. Somebody said, did you plan on opening your own salon later on in the future? Honestly, whenever I first started doing nails, that was my dream. I was like, I'm gonna have my own nail salon. And yeah, but then when I don't think I've ever told you guys this story, but when I was 15, I worked in a salon, and it was just like the most horrible experience ever. Like it was just so bad. And maybe I should let me know if you want like a little story time with this story. But anyways, I worked in a shop when I was 15, and then that's when I was like, this is not what I want. Like I'm not about that life. The reason why I say that is because I can't, like, I just could not sit in one spot for too long. Like, I have to be moving around. Like, today I'm actually recording this video right before my flight. I have to be at the airport, but like, I like moving around, I like traveling, I like, you know, doing this and that. And once I was, you know, like, once I have a shop, like, I'm not gonna be able to do that as often as I want. So I feel like, especially with me, you know, like with this YouTube stuff that I'm doing now, like, I just feel like it opened up a lot of doors for me. Like, I could do nail classes, I can do just videos, I can keep up with my nail supply store, I can just do nails. Like, it's just a lot of things that I can do now. I'm sorry, my eye itch. So like, I don't know that I would want to sit in a shop all day. And yes, I know that I can have someone running it for me, but a lot of the time, like, I feel like whenever you have a business, like, you have to be really successful with that business, especially like, say you're doing like booth rent. A lot of the time, like, once they give you your booth rent, like, you have to pay the water bill, you have to pay the light bill, you have to pay the building, you have to pay, like, it's so much stuff that comes with it that, like, by the end of the day, like, you don't even get that much money to put in your pocket. So I feel like a lot of the time you're kind of just doing it for other people to kind of like house those nail techs and house those hairdressers, because at the end of the day, you're not coming off a lot of money, especially in areas like here. Like, literally just yesterday, I called this like leasing place. It was like one of those like strips, and they had like buildings open or available for lease. And like, it was literally tiny, y'all. Like, it's a beauty shop, like right here. Like, this how big the beauty shop is. And like, literally next door, it's another shop that's like that small. So I called them because I'm thinking like, it can't be like that expensive, because it's, first off, it's out here in the hood, and like, it just cannot be that expensive. And I called, and he was like, it's $1,200 a month. And I'm like, what? For that little bitty building? Like, literally, it would probably be for like one person. Like, so imagine me, like, I already don't charge that much. So like, imagine me being like in that building for $1,200 a month, and like, say by that time I move out and get my own place, like, I would be paying rent somewhere plus rent here from a shop. Like, that's just too much. Like, that's absolutely too much. So if that was $1,200, imagine how much the people next door with the beauty shop are like getting charged. Like, probably $2,000 or $3,000 for a building in the hood. Like, I don't know, like, that's just too much. It's just too much. And honestly, I feel like, I know that there's plenty of people doing it, because look at all the shops that's out there, but I think it's just harder for me to get that to process through my head, because I've been home based for the longest. So me going from not paying anything at all to paying $1,200 a month is just outrageous to me. So maybe one day I'll like, I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to make this video like super long, but we're already at 46 minutes and 38 seconds. So I'm just gonna answer a few more questions, and hopefully this video has been helpful to you guys with answering questions. But I know I'm getting a lot of questions about the polish. Again, polish, Madam Glam, my favorite colors. If you're a beginner, D&D or La Palme. And then I already have videos on shaping, I have videos on drill bits, I have videos on sanitation, I have videos on mostly everything. You just have to kind of scroll through and see. Oh yeah, a lot of people ask me this question: can you dry regular polish with a lamp? I get this question all the time. No, if you do regular nail polish on your nails and you put it under the UV lamp, it's not going to do a thing. Like, it's not going to do anything to your nails. Regular polish can only be cured, or not cured, look at me. Regular nail polish will only dry with a little fan, or you let them air dry. I have a small fan that I use. It's literally like this small. You plug it in and literally air, not light, but air. So again, regular nail polish will not dry under the UV LED lamp. It will only air dry or dry with a fan. You can go to Walmart, Target, and find you a little small fan and just have it in your station. But as you guys know, I only use gel polish now unless I'm doing an ombre, and then yes, I use regular nail polish, but the ombre dries really fast, so I don't even need to use my fan. But yeah, hopefully that answered y'all's question. Like, I promise, I get that question asked all the time. Again, no, regular nail polish would not dry with a lamp. And then just like gel polish, it's not gonna air dry. Like, you have to put gel polish in a light. You can put gel polish on your nail and try to keep it on there for a few days. It's not gonna dry. It's not gonna do anything. Okay, let's see. Yeah, is this one? Never mind. Never mind, because I had already, never mind. Do you travel for people who don't live near you? No. I've had people come to me from like 30 minutes away, 40 minutes away, an hour away. So I'm not like, no, I'm not traveling because I have too much stuff. And no, like, that's one thing that I would not do, is travel to go do someone's nails. I know that sounds mean, but honestly, no. Let's see. Okay, a lot of people are asking about like prices. Honestly, it's just what you feel comfortable charging. You know your worth, so I can't really just tell you like, oh, charge $20 for that, oh, charge $30 for that, because your products might be more expensive than mine, your products might be cheaper than mine. So it's just what you feel comfortable charging. You also don't want to charge an arm and a leg. You don't want to charge more than a shop, because the shop's gonna be like, I mean, the people are gonna be like, well, if you're charging me $100, I might as well just go to the shop. Especially, I'm saying this if you're a beginner. Yeah, so just whatever you feel comfortable doing. She said, how do I schedule appointments so that they don't overlap? Okay, once you start doing nails, you're gonna know how long it takes you to do a full set and a feel. I schedule my appointments. I know that it takes me 1 hour and 30 minutes to do a full set. So I schedule all of my appointments 1 hour and 30 minutes apart. So I do a 9:30, 11, 12:30, 2, 3:30. Like, all my appointments are 1 hour and 30 minutes. Of course, sometimes you will be running a little bit behind if somebody was running a little behind. So it's gonna like throw you off. But for the most part, I always book my appointments for 1 hour and 30 minutes. And like, if it takes you 2 hours to do your like a full set, then you would have to, schedule your appointments 2 hours in between each other. So that would be 1, 3, just schedule them as like according to how long it takes you. And of course, like, say you want to take a break in between, just like, say you want to take a break at 12:30, so then you won't schedule your next appointment until like 1. So it's just depends on you. Let's see. Okay, someone said, how did I come up with my name and my logo? Honestly, my name, I can't remember. 32 is literally like the first 2 digits to my lunch number. And then I would use that for everything. Like, I don't know. I just kind of use that number. I just feel like those were my lucky numbers. Like, those were my lunch numbers from elementary school to high school. So that was just something that always kind of stuck to me. And Get Nailed, honestly don't know where that came from, but it's GetNailed32. And then I've had that name for a long time now. And then my logo, I got it done by K Designs, and that's just something that I like came up with. Like, I wanted 2 hands, like one doing the other, because I feel like that represent getting nailed, like getting your nails done. And that's what I wanted, and she was able to create that for me like in the most perfect way, and it was everything that I wanted. I honestly didn't think that I was gonna be able to get someone to do it, because I've had 2 other people trying to do that logo for me, and it was just like impossible. So whenever she was like, what do you want? And I was like, well, what I really wanted is this and that. And like, that's all I had to say. And literally like a few hours later, she sent me the logo, and I was like, my boyfriend was like, what's wrong? And I was like, look at this. He's like, what's wrong with it? I'm like, nothing. Like, it's perfect. And I was just so amazed. She was like, do you want me to change anything? And I was like, no, like, it's perfect. The only thing I did get added was like my name at the bottom, but other than that, like, it was just perfect. And then I also referred one of my clients to her, and like, that's what she said too. She was like, girl, all it took was 1 try, and she had that logo like perfect, just what I had in mind. So if you're interested in a logo, be sure to check out K Designs. I'll be sure to leave her information down in the description. Y'all, like, I must have a little piece of hair on my face, because Like my nose keep itching like on the side. Oh yeah, and then if you're in Little Rock and you need a hairdresser, be sure to check out Sarah. As you guys know, like, I don't know if I talked about this, but a while back, like in October, I went to get my hair done. Like, it was already that ombre look. It was really similar to this, and then I went back because I wanted the ombre to go up a little bit higher. So I went back to the same girl, and like she literally like over processed my hair to literally, it was to the point to where like I would do this and like all of my ends would just come off, and like I was crying and it was just horrible. So I was letting my hair rest for a while. So finally yesterday I decided to go, and like it was just perfect. Like she showed me, like I didn't want to look at my hair the whole time because I was so scared. I was like, what if it doesn't look the way I want it to? And so then finally when she gave me the mirror, and I was like, it's perfect. Like, it's so good. And I was just so excited. But it's like the perfect ombre. Like, it blends really well. I know you guys seen that picture on my Instagram, which I was ashamed of. But again, I didn't do it. I had someone do it for me, and it was just a disaster. Again, my hair got over processed, and it was just a disaster. So if you're needing a hairdresser, or even just like hair inspirations, and then she also does makeup, be sure to check her out. I'll leave her Instagram down below as well. Let's see, I think we're getting close to an hour, so I don't want to keep, you know, talking. Okay, another question. Where, like, what glue do you use for your bling? You guys know that I use the Mia Secret gel resin, and she also asked about a top coat. I use the IBD gel top coat. I've been using it for a while, and I have no issues at all. Somebody said, do you do pedicures, and why or why not? No, I don't do pedicures because I don't have the room for it, and I just choose not to. I do polish people's toes sometimes whenever they want to, but not often. Let me see. Somebody said, how do you heal a ring of fire, and how to choose your next nail salon? Okay, a ring of fire, what that is basically overfiling of the nail, especially when they file around the cuticle area. If they file too hard, you're gonna file into the nail, and it's gonna leave a ring around your nail, and it's gonna be red, or you're just gonna be able to see that line. There's not really a way to heal it. You just kind of have to let it grow out. And as far as choosing your next nail salon, it's just a matter of like either doing your research online and like reading other people's reviews, or just getting recommendations from other people, you know, like asking about the shop. Maybe ask on your Facebook, you know, ask people what shop do they recommend, and hopefully that helps. Okay, sorry, I thought someone was at the door, and on my way to the door something got in my eye and it's freaking burning. Okay, have you or will you ever use dual forms? I think I have before, and basically I think that dual forms, is that the one that's like that hard gel and you put it on that nail tip and put it on the nail? If so, I've used it once and it was just for a review, but honestly I feel like it wasn't as strong. I think I did it on myself, and it was kind of like, I feel like it was like rubber, and I was just scared that it wouldn't last. Somebody said, is there a way you can show us your set when you record, please? Obviously, yes. I always post my sets that I do on myself. I just did this one yesterday, and they look really, really good. And of course, the video will be up tomorrow. This one will probably go up today, and then my nails will go up tomorrow because I have to edit it. Okay, so I think for the most part, all of the other questions are the same as far as nail glue. Again, to glue the nail tips, I use KDS glue. To glue the bling, I use Mia Secret gel resin. My acrylic, I use Mia Secret. My top coat, I use IBD. Favorite nail polish, I already said that. Yeah, so I think everything's pretty much the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop here. So hopefully I answered everyone's questions, because a lot of them were pretty much the same thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, I hope this video was helpful. So I'll be sure to post my nails tomorrow. I know you guys are probably waiting for it because it's been a while since I did my nails. But I will see you guys later. And I will be out of town for all of this week. I leave tomorrow and I'll be back. I leave today and I'll be back Wednesday. So I don't even know if I have enough like pre-recorded videos for me to post while I'm gone. Hopefully I do, because I don't like to go without posting, because I know how you guys feel about it. But yeah, I hope you guys found this video helpful. So I'll see you guys later. And also, I want to take the time out to thank everyone for all of your support. You know, like, you guys been there for me. I thought sugar was throwing up. You guys have been for me. You guys have been there for me since I started, and I really, really, really appreciate all of the support that I've gotten. And yeah. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh yeah, and also don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at GetNailed32, and I will see you guys next time.